The sports hall in Bristol was crowded with laughter, sneers, and the buzzing of cell phone cameras. A girl stood in the middle, her shoulders hunched, her hood pulled low over her face. Her name was Catherine Maxwell. And that day, the college bullies decided she would be their entertainment. They circled her like a pack of wolves, one of them shouting, "Crawl like a dog! Show everyone what you really are!" The crowd erupted in cruel laughter as Catherine lowered her head. Nobody knew the truth hiding beneath her silence. Nobody knew that the girl they mocked, the girl they thought was weak and defenseless, she was, in fact, an undefeated underground boxing champion, trained in secrecy, carrying battles in her fists and scars in her soul. Before we dive deeper into this story, if you believe in the quiet power of inner strength and that true dignity shines brightest in adversity, and if you believe we should never judge a soul by its outward appearance, then please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Third Person View, and share it with someone who needs to remember their own quiet power. Your support helps us spread stories that reveal the extraordinary within the ordinary. The humiliation that day was not the first time Catherine had faced cruelty. From the time she was a child, she had learned what it meant to be invisible. She was the quiet daughter of immigrants, a girl who often wore the same hoodie and shoes for years because her family couldn't afford more. At the college in Manchester, she was the poor kid, the one who always sat alone during lunch, the one whose silence made her an easy target. The hooligans, athletes with confidence and popularity, found her the perfect victim. Their taunts became routine, their insults louder each day, until she felt the entire world closing in on her. But what they never saw was the fire she carried inside. After college, when the corridors emptied and the noise died, Catherine slipped into a different world. Beneath the flickering lights of a derelict warehouse on the outskirts of Seattle, she trained. Her fists pounded heavy bags until her knuckles ached. Her breath became a rhythm of resilience. Her coach, an old fighter named Daniel Thorne, had once spotted her shadowboxing in a quiet alleyway behind a diner in Leeds and seen potential in her eyes. He took her under his wing, not because she had money to pay, she didn't, but because he saw the hunger, the will, and the quiet strength that could not be taught. In the underground boxing scene, Catherine was not the quiet, ridiculed girl in the hoodie. She was the Phantom, a name whispered with respect and awe. Opponents underestimated her slight frame, but they never forgot the speed of her strikes or the calm determination in her eyes. In the ring, she was a storm, disciplined, fierce, unstoppable. Each fight was not only a test of strength, but an escape from the loneliness that consumed her daily life. And yet, she never told anyone, not her classmates, not even her teachers. Her victories were hers alone, her secret armor against the cruelty she endured. The humiliation in the gym that day cut deeper than usual. One of the hooligans, Mark, the captain of the basketball team, grabbed her bag and dumped it across the floor, spilling notebooks, pencils, and a photograph of her late mother. The laughter of the crowd echoed as Catherine knelt to gather her belongings, her hands trembling. She remembered the promise she had once made to her mother before she passed away from illness. "Never let them break you, Cat. Your strength is your voice, even if the world refuses to listen." Something shifted inside her that day. She realized she couldn't keep living with two identities, the beaten-down girl and the undefeated fighter. She needed to bring them together, not for revenge, but to reclaim her dignity. That night, after a brutal training session, she told her coach about what had happened. Daniel's eyes darkened with anger, but he simply placed a hand on her shoulder and said, "You don't need to fight them with fists, Kat. You fight them by showing who you really are. Let them see the champion." Weeks later, an opportunity came. The college announced a charity sports event where students could volunteer to showcase talents or participate in competitions. For the first time, Catherine signed up. No one paid attention when her name was listed. The bullies laughed when they saw she had entered the boxing exhibition. "She probably doesn't even know how to throw a punch," they joked. They had no idea what awaited them. The day of the event, the gym was filled once more, but this time, all eyes were on the ring in the center. Kat stepped forward, wearing simple gloves and her ever-present hoodie. He smirked, as if it were a game. Across from her stood a volunteer opponent, a student known for his arrogance, one of Mark's close friends. The bell rang. In that moment, the quiet, humiliated girl vanished. The phantom awoke. Her stance was firm, her movements precise, her punches landing with speed and accuracy that stunned the crowd. Gasps filled the air as her opponent stumbled, unable to match her skill. Within minutes, it was clear to everyone she was not just good, but extraordinary. The same students who once mocked her now watched in awe. Phones recording, not humiliation, but glory. The bullies were frozen, their laughter silenced. Kat delivered the final clean strike, knocking her opponent down safely but decisively. She didn't raise her arms in triumph. She simply stepped back, calm and composed, her strength speaking louder than any words. The gym erupted, but this time in cheers. Teachers rushed forward. Students whispered, and even those who had once joined in the bullying looked at her with respect they had never shown before. Mark, the leader of the hooligans, stood in the corner, his face pale, realizing the girl he had humiliated was someone far beyond his reach. From that day, everything changed. The bullying stopped, not because Catherine had fought back with violence, but because she had revealed her truth. People began to approach her, not with mockery, but with curiosity and admiration. For the first time, she had friends, real ones, who saw her not as the poor girl, but as someone strong and inspiring. Yet Kat remained humble. She never bragged about her underground victories. She continued to train, continued to study, and continued to live with the same quiet strength her mother had taught her. Her story became a lesson whispered in hallways. Never judge someone by how weak they look. You never know what battles they're fighting when no one's watching. If Catherine's journey touched your spirit, if it reminded you that true strength is often hidden and speaks louder than any word, then you know that quiet perseverance and dignity can transform mockery into profound respect. Your support helps us continue sharing narratives of triumphant spirit. Please like this video, subscribe to Third Person View, and share it with someone who needs to rediscover their own worth and courage. Before we close, I want to ask you, in a world that often measures worth by outward show, what does true strength mean to you? How do you define courage when facing unseen battles? Share your reflections in the comments below. I read them all.